The NBA has seen many short-lived primes. Derrick Rose in 2011, Tracy McGrady 01 to 04, Gilbert Arenas in Washington. But a lot of people forget about 2018 Victor Oladipo. And that has to be one of the greatest primes I've ever witnessed. Crazy shots, explosive dunks. He was just a fun player to watch. But in the end, his career would be cut short by injury. He would never return to the same level of play he once reached. If you never witnessed him play in a Pacers uniform, you really missed out. What he was doing was some of the most fun basketball I've ever witnessed. And being a kid from Indiana, he really gave us hope.
All my jealousies looking like China white. We pull up and hit a robot with some dynamite. Player, I'm only just fucking on dance tonight. I was just taking a risk for a lavish life. Ain't fucking with diamond cause I got my cabbage right. I pulled up my chain and told him to follow the light. I buy what I want, I don't even look at the price. When I was broke, I promised that nothing was nice.
Before Oladipo became an all-star with explosive dunks and crazy shots, his career starts off in college. He played at Indiana University for 3 years. He also got his degree in those 3 years. He played alongside Cody Zeller. He led his team to back-to-back Sweet 16 appearances. He would be drafted by the Orlando Magic with the number 2 pick in the 2013 draft. And in 2016, he would be sent to the Thunder to play alongside MVP Russell Westbrook. And in 2017, Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis would be traded to the Pacers in exchange for Paul George. Now, Victor Oladipo didn't know he was going to be traded, and this would be the second time this has happened. And heading into the 2017-18 season, he would make sure that would never happen again.
You know, you just imagine this, like, okay, so your whole life you wanted to be in the NBA. Your whole entire life, since you was 4 years old. You get to the league, you get there, and it's not as sweet as what you thought it would be in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was fun. You were playing your sport, but maybe you thought about it and imagined it a little differently. But you're like, all right, cool. Listen, you be patient. Give it some time. Your third year in the league, you get traded without knowing, on a plane, get traded. Then the following year, you went to an organization that you thought was, you know, they drafted you number 2. You thought they were invested in you. They trade you without telling you. You go to OKC, play 1 year. They trade you without telling you. Then you get to Indy, and it's like, okay, let me take this super seriously and really show everybody that they gotta really stop disrespecting me and just sending me off.
The beginning of the 2017-18 season was special for Oladipo. He used to be chubby, he toned down, started working out, got his muscles. It would be great for him in Indy. The first game back in Indy, he dropped 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in a win against Brooklyn, which is not a bad stat line for Oladipo, but we didn't know what we were witnessing yet. Then, he would drop 28 points on great efficiency against Minnesota. He also had 35 points in a loss against his former OKC team. But in a game against the Spurs, he would let the entire NBA know he wasn't playing no games. With 13 fourth-quarter points and a snipe from the left wing, Victor Oladipo would send the Spurs home, and he would lead the Pacers to a win with 23-4-5. And he would drop 28 points against Houston, which would be the Pacers' 5th loss in 6 games. Oladipo would have to turn it up. 21 points against Memphis in a win, 21 points and 15 rebounds, a double-double in a win against Detroit, 15 points in a win against Miami, 29, 9, and 7 steals in a win against Orlando, and to cap off this 5-game win streak, a 21-point game against Toronto. But boy oh boy, we didn't know what we would be witnessing just yet. In December, he would turn it up a notch. scoring 27 points against the Bulls and 33 points against LeBron and the retirement home Cavaliers, while making 6 3-pointers in the process. Most people thought this was a fluke, but with Victor Oladipo playing at home against the Nuggets, he would prove everybody wrong.
Drink inside his rap. This a dirty ride. And I scare like Curry slide. Scare like Curry slide. I been smoking inside. I wake up blurry eyes. Many hoes don't bring shit to the table. Why the fuck you think you the prize? When your ass ain't jumping out with that Drake, don't push up on my slime. I was with Lil Goose when the X was tryna make shit go viral. In the studio, and they tryna turn up the bass. I'm a finger fucking it down. We got shell cases on all our case. My shooter take that to the trial. Me, I make too many bands with the MSI. Don't make too many friends, please don't ask why. Don't ask why. Just told the shit is what it is, you don't match my vibe. Match my vibe. Go say he just hit for the pins like that's my.
He dropped a career high 47 points. He also splashed 6 threes in a win against Jokic and the Nuggets. He actually leaded this team to the win against the Nuggets. And after this performance, a lot of people would be on the Victor Oladipo notice. At this time in the season, he was posting career highs: 24.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, 4.1 assists per game, 1.9 steals per game, and 1 block per game on 47% from the field and 42% from the three-point line. And he will also be the 9th ranked in MVP voting at this time. He was just on an absolute tear. And in December, he would keep it going, scoring 38 points in a loss against the Celtics, 38 points on the Nets right before Christmas, and in a game against the Pistons, he would get hurt and would be out for a few games. But man, the month of December was just great for him. He would average 28.5 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 1.8 steals per game, and 50% from the field and 40% from 3. It was just something wild, you know. In January, he would be named an All-Star, and he would also be in a dunk contest, and he would also be on Team LeBron, and they would win. And heading into February, he would keep it pushing. 35 points, 10 rebounds, 5 steals versus the Celtics, 39 and 6 versus the Knicks, 25 points on Valentine's Day, and a near 14-point triple-double versus the Hawks. Closing in on the playoffs, the Pacers would finish the season 48 and 34, being the 5th seed. And Victor Oladipo would win Most Improved Player for the 2018 season. He would actually win in a landslide. He would be named first all-defensive team. He was also on the all-NBA third team. And he would actually be the steals leader that year with 2.4 steals per game. Heading into the playoffs, the Pacers would face off against a violent and vicious 2018 LeBron James. But you look in Victor Oladipo's face, you don't see no fear. First game, he scored 32 points with 6 threes in a win against the Cavs. And the Pacers would take game 1. Game 2, they lost. Game 3 was a win and a nail-biter. Game 4 was a loss. And we all know game 5. We all know how game 5 ended. But game 6, facing elimination, he bounced back from his abysmal performance. And he did this.
You know I'm thumbing. Ain't no V2 or the something. I got them jumping. Swing your block, I got that drum. Bitch, that 30 thumping. She got fat ass like.
It took a page out of his former teammate's book and posted a 28-point triple-double. That was just something special. That's just something you never forget. And the Pacers will be taking a relentless 2018 Bron to Game 7. And this team could have knocked off 2018 Bron in the first round. But the Pacers didn't go out with no fight. We all know how the series ended. But Oladipo played 41 minutes, scoring 30 points. But that wouldn't be enough, as the Pacers would lose in 7 by a 4-point deficit, which is a gut-wrenching way to lose. That's just 3 possessions they couldn't mess up on. If they did right on those 3 possessions, they could have made it to the second round. And just like that, Oladipo in the Pacers season is over. The next year, Victor Oladipo tried to respond, but the story of Pacers players and catastrophic injuries would happen to Oladipo. And in 2019, Oladipo had a ruptured quad tricep, and that would sideline him for the remaining of the season. They actually said that's worse than a torn ACL. Never since that day, he would never return to the same way he's been. Being a kid, like I said, being a kid from Indianapolis, Indiana, witnessing his prime with us, it's like seeing your crush for the first time, In 2018, Victor Oladipo should never been, and for me, he will never be forgotten.
I'm on